All right, guys, we got another one here. Dating options went bad to worse. Let's see what this is talking about here.
Me being single at my age didn't come from bad decision making, stupid. It came from me never finding the man that I wanted to be with. I don't know in what delusional world y'all men live in where you think that it was all of these wonderful, great men running around when we was in our 20s and we just passed up on all of these great guys. The attractive men when we were in our 20s were doing what attractive men do, which is be players, talk to a whole bunch of different women, and never want to settle down.
Didn't you just say, though, that when you guys were in your 20s, when young, y'all talking about the attractive men? You weren't talking about the men who were actually suitors for you, like people that would actually treat you right, so to speak. Right? Anyway, let's continue.
You do understand that, right? So given that the attractive men in their 20s didn't want to settle down, that left us with ugly dudes, dudes with kids, and dudes who didn't have themselves together. It's the same thing now that I'm older. The options didn't go from good to bad. It went from bad to worse.
See, this is the type of women that I can't stand because all they do is complain. That's all they do. They make excuses on top of excuses, guys, for their outcome. That's it. Just when they feel a certain type of way about something, that's what they do. All right. And all she's doing here on this app is venting. All she's doing is talking about nothing but frustration. She's a frustrated person. I'm looking at a frustrated woman here who is just mad at the world, lashing out at the world because she couldn't find her one man or whatever it is, guys. I'm sure there were plenty of men who approached her and who were trying to be what she's claiming she's looking for now. But for whatever reason, they didn't meet her expectations aesthetically. Okay, maybe he wasn't 6 feet tall. Maybe he was balding a little bit. Maybe he had a little pot belly or something like that. I don't know what it is necessarily, but I know it was something that she thought was not down for her. So she chose to do something different.
Right? Now, instead of dudes just having kids, they got kids and grandchildren. And if you think some of them was unattractive back then, add on now the fact that some of them is out of shape, they ain't got no hairline, and they missing side teeth. They wasn't financially stable in their 20s, and a lot of them still ain't financially stable. Some of them still paying child support from the same babies that they was having when they was in their 20s. Y'all gotta start being for real. These podcast lies that all of these men was gonna get older and they was just gonna become these rich men, that didn't happen for most of them. Sorry.
And unfortunately for you, you're probably gonna be single your entire life. You're not gonna find anyone. And that's just the nature of the beast. She's on here talking about a small percentage of men, right? And alienating those guys and not talking about the actual real ones that are out here. Like I said, ones that are able to date and want to date, guys out there who are responsible and have their things in order. But she's not talking about those guys. She's talking about all the pookies that she had experiences with. And now, it's turned her bitter. So now in return, she's on here bitching and moaning about her past experiences and basically trying to telegraph that and push it towards the audience she's talking to right now, guys. I can tell, I'm looking at her face now, she seems like an older woman too. Remove the makeup and the wig and the fake hair and you'll have that. But that's just another conversation. Let's just finish this up.
A lot of the men in their 20s who was doing all that settling down and getting married were undesirable men. Men on the verge of losing their hairlines. Men who didn't have no bunch of options of women to choose from in the first place. That's the reason why it was so easy for them to settle down.
You see what I'm saying? Everything is aesthetic. If you listen to her speak, everything she's talking about is looks. She's talking about looks. She's not talking about the man. She's not talking about the person within. You see what I'm saying? And that's where a lot of women fail at, right? They go chasing, some Chad out here that's not going to give them what they're looking for when they have a guy right there in front of them who will give them everything they need. And she's here talking about hairlines and all these type of things, guys, clowning, trying to be funny, okay, without being funny. But she's making herself look bad. I don't think she even realizes how clueless she even is, how dumb she is looking right now. She looks dumb. She looks stupid right now, saying the things that she's saying at her age. She's too old to be talking crazy like she's talking now. But that is somebody who is not going to be with anyone. This is somebody who men are going to look at and they're going to turn their cheek at. They're going to turn their nose up at. And the reason that is because, guys, if I figured it out in this video, I'm sure a lot of other guys can figure it out too. All it takes is one dinner, okay? One conversation, and just the way she talks and she's carrying herself right now. Guys, that's nobody that I personally would want to be with. And I'm sure a lot of people and a lot of men out here watching this content now probably feel the same damn way.
And just like anything else, there's always going to be exceptions to the rule. And I'm sure some women got lucky and they were able to find desirable men to settle down with in their 20s. But the exceptions don't make the rule. And I'd argue how many of those women and men are still married to this day. How many of those marriages actually lasted? Shout out to the ones that did. I know how y'all like to rewrite history and pretend as if it was all of these wonderful, great men for us to choose from in our 20s, and we just wanted to be outside and we wanted to party with our girls and we didn't want to settle down. That's not what was happening. The options weren't there back then.
Right.
And you're still in the same position. The dudes who older, who are still desirable, they still don't want to settle down. Nothing changes.
They don't want to settle down with you. See, that's the thing. You think that because they don't want to settle down with you, there's something wrong with them. But it's not, because you can't see what we see. What I see right now is trash. And I'm being nice. I'm being nice right now. But it is what it is, guys. I mean, I'm just a messenger. Don't shoot me. I'm just keeping it real. There's a reason if you make it to a certain age, all right, and you are a female and you are not in a relationship, especially if you want to be. If you're looking to be in a relationship and you're a certain age and you have not gotten there yet, it's time to look at yourself in the mirror. It's time to look at you and figure out what's going on there, because that's probably the problem. Okay, I'm telling you right now.
Nothing changes. It just gets worse. That's the part you're missing. So there's nothing that I can warn the younger girls about except letting them know that if you think it's bad now, it's gonna get worse.
Anyway, that's gonna do it for the video. All I can say is, man, these are the people that you must avoid at all cost. All right, these are the women that you must avoid at all cost. Okay, what do people do in their 20s typically? They play around. All right, they have fun. They soil their royal oats. Okay, that's what they do. So she's sitting here blaming men for things that they've done in their 20s. That's what men do. What do you think goes on? Okay, you were doing it too. Don't try to play it like you weren't out there with your girl shaking your ass and doing these things. Stop it. Just stop it. All right, it's true. And I don't know why she even said that. Okay, you just have to have a certain mindset when you are looking for a husband. You have to have a completely different mindset. And most women now, they don't. They don't, guys, because they have been raised by social media and the things of that in that realm. And it is a cesspool. It's turned this whole dating scene into a cesspool. It has. It's got women thinking that their value is way higher than it really is. It's got them thinking that they can't be touched. And when a guy walks up to them, they have to insult the man instead of just, letting him down respectfully. Okay, it's fine if you don't want to talk to a man who approaches you, but there's certain etiquette. There's certain things that, a woman is supposed to do in those scenarios, guys. And that's what I teach my daughters. And that's what I will teach my little 5-year-old daughter. If there's a boy who likes you in class or at school or whatever, and he tries to take you out or go out with you, there's a way you tell him no. Okay, if you don't like him in that way, there's a way that you do it. You don't clown, you don't insult him, you don't make fun of him in front of people, you don't try to embarrass him. Okay, that's certain things that you don't do. And a lot of these women don't go by those rules at all, even a little bit. Okay, and that's just one aspect. There's so many more I could get into, guys, but I don't have time for this video. But like I said before, this woman is hot garbage. Do not listen to her. Okay, she's somebody who has probably taken L's her entire life and is probably going to die alone. I'm just keeping it real, and please don't take her advice. If you want a husband, if you're a female watching this content and you are looking for a husband, a real husband, somebody to be in a committed relationship with, your mentality has to be different. It cannot be like women like this. It cannot be like women of today and most of these women in today's society, okay? It's just not going to work for you. I don't have time to go into it in this video, but I sure would like to. But anyway, that being said, guys, I'm going to get out of here. If you did enjoy this content, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. I drop content every day on this channel. And with that being said, I'm out. I will see you guys on the next one.